Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, we will learn how to use text method in XPath to locate an element. This text method is used to locate element based on text of a web element. The element to be located should be in the form of string. And this is the syntax for text method in XPath. So what is the syntax? Syntax is double backward slash tag name square bracket, and then this text method we have to write text equals to value, whatever text you are looking for. So let's see how to do this on a web page. I have opened a Salesforce application page, and I'll try to find out element with the help of text. As we say, this text method we can use for a element which is there in the form of a text. Let's try to use it for this one, this web input box. So you can say that this is an input element, but it is not having any text anywhere. It is having ID, name, required, something like that type, but there is no text for this. Let's try to inspect this button, unlock all resources. If you see that, name, type, class, it has all other properties, and if there is one text, unlock all resources, so this is the text. So the element which is having this text, you can use the text method, otherwise you cannot use the text method. Now let's try to find out element on this web page. I will press Ctrl F. What was the syntax? It was double backward slash tag name. Our tag name is button. I will type button, square bracket, opening and closing, and then text. Text method equals to the text which we are looking. I'm looking for this text. So I'm looking an element which is having button as tag name, and it is having text as unlock all resources. So you can see that it is showing me one of one. So it's able to find out element with the help of text method. Let's use this in our code. I will copy this one. Okay, first one, I will create a class. I have already created a class. I have created a driver instance. Let me launch the URL for that application. Driver dot get URL. I will enter the URL. Then I will maximize this window. Driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. This is a method to maximize a web browser. Then driver dot find element by dot XPath, because we are using XPath, and then I have to enter the XPath expression. This is my XPath expression. And then what we have to do with this button, we will click on that button. Let's see what happened if I click. I did not enter anything in any of these elements. If I click on unlock all resources, what will happen? It will throw error for all these elements because these are mandatory. So let's see. Let's try to execute our code. It has launched the browser. It has opened that application. It has maximized the browser and it clicked on that button. That's why we are seeing all these error. Let me close this. So that's how we use the text method. There is one more variation with this text method, or in this text method we can use with other function as well. Let's take a scenario where we are not able to find out the exact text, or we cannot use the whole text. For example, if we are registering some user, we will say particular username is successfully registered, or if we are creating some email id, then we will say this email id is created. So the username or email id would be dynamic, those values will keep changing every time, so you cannot validate that whole text, you can validate the partial text only. And then what was the method we were using in previous lecture? We saw that. So what was the method we used to validate some partial things? It was contains. So let's try to use that contain method here. So if I add contain method, it was, this was the format. So first we have to write the method name, it was contain, then square round bracket, and we have to use comma rather than equals to sign. If we are using any contains or start with method, right, which we have discussed this, we have to use comma rather than the equals value, because it will not be completely validating the same value, we are just validating partial thing, then we have to use this comma with this contain method. So contain text, I added comma, and then, for example, if I do not want to use the whole text, I'll remove. It is still showing me this XPath. So we can use this text method with the contains. I will use this one, and let's try to use this in our code. And let's try to execute this again. So this contain method we actually use a lot in our real project, contain with the text, because in many places we see the dynamic text only. So you can see that it has launched the browser, it has entered the URL, and it has clicked on that button. So that's how we use text method and text method with the contains. I hope you like this session. We will meet in next video. Thank you.